There used to be this phrase when you're breaking up with someone to sort of let them down easy. You'd say, "It's not you, it's me." And it became such a popular thing that it was in sitcoms and things like that. I don't even know if that's still a thing. I mean, we were going back like 20 years, I think, but it should be because all these divorces and breakups, over 70% of divorces are initiated by the women. I really think it is the women. They should be saying, "It's not you, it's me." They're not going to say that, are they? No, they're not. They don't even like it when we point out that an overwhelming percentage of women are the ones that initiate it. Why wouldn't you want that to be pointed out? It's almost like they know. We're going to explore this today because guess what? It's all over TikTok. I just have found so many women sort of admitting that it was a mistake and it was really them without realizing they're admitting it. Anyway, hi, welcome back to Far From Eden. Let's get into this. I am excited to show you all the things I found and, translate the womanese. Let me make a disclaimer. I don't know these ladies' personal lives. I could be completely wrong. Maybe he was an absolute monster. Maybe he was just so controlling. Maybe. I guess there are weird things that happen, but I think we know that is highly unlikely. And we also know, here's how I know. I think I'm trying to be legally good so these women don't go, "Oh my God, you said this." But here's why I think I know that they weren't monsters or they weren't those things, because you don't get specific accusations. You don't get a specific, "This is what he did. This is what he made me do. This is what he said." You get generalized, "I felt controlled. I felt like I was in a box. Ah, la, 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 la." Right? That's the dead giveaway to where if you were actually emotionally abused and all of these things, and he was all these things, you could be specific. And trust me, women love to point out what you've done wrong, exactly how you've done it wrong. The fact that they're not is a dead giveaway. But without further ado, let's see our first candidate. It's in no particular order. It's in no particular order. There is a couple of funny ones, though, that they're not related, but the one explains the other one. I can't wait to show that one to you. It'll be about midway through.
Here's the one thing I wish I would have known about depression after my divorce. In one of Jane Roberts Seth's books, she says, very simply, depression is the result of feeling powerless. Powerless to change your circumstance and feeling trapped by your life. If you are feeling...
You will notice a common theme. Powerlessness. Power this, power that. Because we are in competition with you. We shouldn't be. Y'all didn't start it. But we're in competition. Somehow. We've got to just, take the jobs that you have. We got to take the promotions. We're going to do all the things that men historically have done. And so you will see this theme, power this, power that, but you will never really see what they mean by it. But that doesn't mean we won't be able to figure it out.
Feeling depressed right now, that's the first step. Just admitting it and going, okay, I don't feel great. I feel really depressed. Then the next step is remembering that you are powerful. You just lost some momentum. That's it. And I get it. I was depressed. This is easier said than done to just make a change. But the way to get through this is take baby steps and look at the area of your life that you're most troubled about and make that change there. And while this is not easy at first.
Okay, if anybody's like, well, what does this have to do with what you talked about in the beginning? Because they talk about depression after divorce, right? And then they go into all of this psychological mumbo jumbo, power this, struggle this. I think what we have here is a cope. Because if he was the problem and the marriage was the problem, shouldn't the problems be alleviated? Shouldn't the depression be better? Yes. Now, a lot of women would say, oh, you're oversimplifying it. La, 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 la. No, sometimes things are just black and white, a little more black and white. They're not black and white if you've got to make excuses for things. And the thing is that when women break off these relationships, they bring the problems with them because they were the issue. Anyway, let's continue.
Staying in that pain and sadness is not any easier. You can do it, and I'm here to help. Here's the one thing I wish I would have known about depression after my
TikTok is full of women trying to coach other women to get divorced constantly. And here's the thing, misery loves company. In order, again, another cope, in order to justify, like, I knew I was right. You can do it too. Come join me. But again, there's no specifics, generalized. It's jumping from the frying pan into the fire. And you're just taking all your issues with you. And rather than them realize, oh, I think it was me. They got to do all this mental gymnastics. Next. I think. Okay, they're quiet when you don't want them to be.
was extremely sad after my divorce. I was depressed for a while. Numbed myself by going to see a psychiatrist and getting a prescription for a really long.
Okay. All right, internet. Play with us, internet. Ugh.
Psychiatrist and getting a prescription for a really long time because I didn't know how to deal with it. What I can kind of pinpoint now and what I help my clients do, work with women that are divorced to help get their lives back on track. Usually they kind of fall in the same pattern that I was in.
Did you catch that? She helps other women get there. She's talking about what a mess she was in, right? And now she helps other women. Like I just said, these women are coaxing other women to do the same thing they made, the same decision they made. This is why divorce increases. And if one person in, a female friend group gets divorced, then others are likely to follow. But the problem is not the guys. That's why the problems go with us. And that's why they have to pretend it's not true.
You don't feel like you have control over your life and you don't feel like you have hope. When you lose those two things, it is really hard to feel happy and optimistic and motivated because you feel like the bottom dropped out.
Oh my God, lady, talk more about feelings because life is all about feelings, right? And life is all about, let's just be happy all the time. We should be happy all the time and things should be easy.
And there's nothing you can do and your life is just a mess and it's never going to get better. If you can find some way to have hope again about something, even something just really tiny, or have control again.
Do that in your marriage.
That should help get you some momentum back in your life and at least some better feeling. While this is not an overnight quick fix by any means, it will help you feel like you can get a handle back on your life. And
you're supposed to do all those things in your marriage. When you're down, when things are tough, you find something to be hopeful for. You find something to be joyful for. You're supposed to do all those things in your marriage so that you can save your marriage and you can lift up your husband and build him up and all of this stuff. No, they're going to save it for after they've blown up the whole thing and then figure out, oh gosh, I've got to figure out how to work on me and how to, make myself happy and all this. Is like, duh. That's what you were supposed to be doing within your marriage, stupid. And you just expected him to do it. You're the problem. You're the problem.
Start to make progress. You are having trouble getting started. You can schedule a free 15-minute consult with me, and we can talk about where you want to go and how to get you there a little more quickly. Hang in there. You're going to be okay.
No, don't contact her. Don't do that. They just want to justify the mistake that they made by having you make it too. I'm going to repeat that. The women just want to justify the mistakes that they have made by convincing other women to do it too and coaching them through it. So it just continues and continues. More and more women making that big mistake. Children are suffering for it. Men are suffering for it. The women are suffering for it. Society is suffering for it. And there's one common denominator. Okay, I promised you guys the two that sort of relate to each other. It's so funny. I mean, I thought it was funny. I don't know if you guys will too, but here we go.
This might upset a lot of people, but I am on the dating apps again, and you know what I've discovered? Men are not afraid of divorce. Got lunch with my friend Jade. If you don't follow her, it's me, Jade B. And I expressed to her that I was really scared of dating after divorce because I felt like people would judge me. She was like, girl, don't even worry about it. Men are not turned off by that. And I have found that that is 100% true. I'm not actively seeking going on dates. The mindset right now that if it happens, it happens. I've met a couple of really wonderful people that have not judged me at all.
Okay. We all know that most men are good guys, right? Generally speaking, men are great and wonderful. But we also know there's a group that, just kind of want to have their fun all the time, right? These are a specific group of men that have that, lack of moral character and have the ability to attract the women. We know that the women are attracted to certain, 8s, 9s, and 10s, right? I stopped her to just give you a little bit foreshadowing here. She's like, men are good with women who are divorced. Men are good with women who are divorced. Is she talking about you guys who know red flags, who understand that if you've blown up one big marriage at this, she's not terribly old, at this young age, that it might be a serious problem? So who is she talking about that are cool with divorce? And does she know the difference between being chosen for a serious relationship, long-term relationship, category of wife, or like that category, or the just for funsies category, recreation only category? She may not know the difference. And so when she's sitting here saying, oh, the men don't have a problem, men don't have a problem. Yeah, but for you, in which category and which men? Because I have a theory. And the lady after her, in about 15 seconds, is gonna tell us. Eventually. Come on, woman. There she goes. You can do it.
And they're acting like a weirdo about it. Someone you'd want to date anyway. It's understandable. People can be weird about marriage and relationships. The conversations I've had have been extremely positive so far. I mean, knock on wood. Don't be scared. Just live your best life.
So weird. Just so weird. Like, they're totally fine with it. I don't know. Let's hear what this person has to say about it. I think you'll find it funny for a couple of reasons.
Pitch this and tell me, what's the one thing you wish everyone around you knew about getting divorced?
This one is for the ladies especially. What I want to tell you is that if you get divorced, every man, every coworker you've ever had, married or not, random guys you're friends with on Facebook or Instagram, everybody will hit you up for sex. Not even joking. They see you as hurt. They see you as prey. They see you as vulnerable. And it's a hard time in your life, and they know it, and they're coming for it. I lost so much respect for men after my divorce. I was very naive.
Is that it? Or are these men aware that you are ready to have hot girl summer because you need to feel attractive, validated? Maybe you're getting close to the wall. Maybe you're looking for revenge on your ex to prove something. Perhaps it's that. Perhaps it's not that they want to prey upon you. Maybe there are some men out there that are. But the reason they are going after these divorced women is because they understand they're easy. They're easier. It's just the truth. You don't see those men going, yeah, they're really after the Mormons. That's not who they're after. They're after the ones that'll give them what they're looking for. Until that other chick is like, oh yeah, they don't have a problem with divorce, blah, blah. Some people are weird about it, but whatever. The people who are weird about it are the people that understand, the people like you. So I think this is funny anyways. And
Very
of
naive
all
before
people,
that, but not afterwards.
it's so funny. Like at first I thought it was a guy. You know, you can tell she's been a bit traumatized here. So one more. That's Big Cope. And yeah, that's not you guys. It's them. They should stay with you and they should work on themselves within the
When I
relationship.
got divorced, I was so lonely and isolated. It was awful. And it's easy to think that if you just had a partner again or could just meet somebody, that would cure your loneliness, but it actually doesn't. For example, have you ever been in a relationship and still felt lonely? I know I have. So I just want you to maybe readjust your perspective on that and not look for the cure of loneliness in a relationship. I work on all this inside stuff and figure out the root of your loneliness and address that before you even start thinking about getting into another relationship, because people can sense and feel that. Just a thought for you.
Yeah. She is basically admitting it without realizing, because I can see straight through the womanese, the woman speak. She is saying, you know, you're lonely in the relationship, you're lonely outside of the relationship, you're blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's not really loneliness. That's a word she's putting on it, but it's not loneliness. There's definitely something missing. And it's honestly, it's probably God. But it's your responsibility to do that, to find your joy, to know your purpose, all of these things. And honestly, a lot of women are going to be realizing here pretty soon that family is what life is all about. But she's going from man to man to man, going, well, I don't know. This one's not good. This one's not good. This one's not good. There's a common denominator, and it's us. And you can look at it within one relationship. You can look at it in one country. You can look at it in the West. There's a common denominator. And by and large, it's us. We're breaking up the relationships, and then we're realizing, oh, here's the depression, here's the loneliness that I still have, that I had in the relationship. Now I have it now, and now I'm going to work on it. You had work to do on yourself when you were in the marriage. The crazy thing is that even though these women are basically confessing all the things I'm telling you, they don't see it. They don't realize it. Why? Because society helps them do this. There are counselors. Counselors help them do this, help them justify all of this stuff and not realize that it's them. Helps them not to be accountable. And within each other, they do that. Books, movies, everything. It's all eat, pray, love. You know what I mean? It's go find yourself. It's be confident, have your power. Don't let anything control you, etc. And the fact that the man is going to do it, that the man is the problem. But he's not. He's probably not. That's just the truth. So with my TikTok curating, I just came across this and I thought I can see where they're basically all doing the same thing. They're making excuses and they're having to, speak gibberish to try to explain it. One of these days, I'm going to get the chance to actually talk to a woman like this. If she will let me ask her the hard questions. Like, did you ever consider it was you? But I'm sick and tired of men getting blamed for stuff. It's not their fault. Y'all are getting blamed for all the ills of society, all the ills of the relationship, this, that, and the other. And it's just, talk about false accusations. It's on every level. Anyway, that's your dose of TikTok today. Chick talk. Anyway, because we have all this, make sure you feed your souls. Make sure you always protect your peace. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.